I know you, I can feel you with the green of soul. It's more than empty dreams and promises. It's not infecting me no more. When all I say to you is dead and gone, you won't be feeling me no more. I know you, I can feel you with the green of souls. When you're not looking at me, I feel so slow. When all those dreams of all our memories, there's nothing alone and one. And thoughts of you just bring me down inside. I sing it with the green of souls. I know you, I can feel you with the green of souls. When you're not looking at me, I feel so slow. What? Get your hands up! It's more than empty dreams and promises. It's not infecting me no more. When all those dreams of all our memories, I sing it with the green of souls. I know you, I can feel you with the green of souls. When you're not looking at me, I feel so
Rising up, take a trip to the other side. Broken world from your eyes, close and lock them tight. Feet alive with the breath threatened to ignite. Spark the fire on the inside. Rise above, fly a jetpack to keep them down. Images of a thorn and a golden crown. Deadlock on the door, tell the mind itself. Set it off on the inside. We fall from a badly written rhyme, and the world knows contagious reaction in everybody's eyes.
All right. Let's turn this down a little bit. Give me this right. All right, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. Like the video for the content. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today on the listening room. My name is Eddie Booz, and I am your host. And today, my guest is my co-host. Please welcome to the show, Miss Daisy. Beautiful Miss Daisy. Good to have you back on the show, Miss Babe. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys, my name is Eddie, and I am your host. And I started this show a while ago, about, almost 15 weeks ago. I started this show 15 weeks ago. And it's been every Monday, it's been every weekday, Monday through Friday, at 6:30. And I started to show a little bit of my music and some of my, my film stuff and other things of that nature. And it blossomed, and it turned into what it is now, where I have lots of guests on, and I have musical guests, and people from film and television, and all kinds of artists and things along those lines. But again, it just started with me just showing like one of my songs every day, and just kind of talking to you guys. Good to see you, Tina, out there in Arizona. Tiago, wonderful to see you guys. And yeah, and it just kind of expanded into what it became. But today I'm solo. I'm just hanging out with you guys. It's good to see you, Amanda. Today I'm just hanging out with you guys. It's just us. It's just me and you and my beautiful Miss Daisy. Daisy is my co-host, which by the way, so you guys know, there is always going to be a let me see here. Let me get another window open so I can show you guys a little bit of the merchandise that we're going to be working with here. All right. Cool. My girl. Oh, that air conditioner just came on. You're going to be feeling right as rain in just a second, sweetheart. All right. Let me pull up my store here. And then I'll show you guys a little bit of the listening room merchandise. All right. Let's do this. Oh, there we go. All right, there it is. All right, you guys. So, Daisy is my co-host. Merchandise right there on the listening room. All right, you guys. We got mugs, bags, stickers, socks, all kinds of good stuff, you guys. So go visit the listening room. It's Teespring. It's the link is below in the description box. Teespring.com, whatever, the booze stores or the booze shop. That's what it is. But yeah, got Miss Daisy's little merchandise here, little sweetheart. She's hot. Air conditioner just kicked on though, so it should be good. All right, let me pull this off to the side. I'd like to start my show off. Like I said, it's just us it's just us. Oh, I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you very much. And I like this shirt too. Actually, I think the color looks good too, as well as obviously the company. So, but yeah, so yeah, check it out. Phone cases, all kinds of good stuff, you guys. Steve B, he says, Eddie, can you cover Jonathan Richman Roadrunner? I'll give her a listen tonight. I'll give her a listen, and I'm sure it's definitely doable, brother. Definitely doable. Yeah, it's called The Booze Shop. If you go to teespring.com, you know what? I think I'll put let me see here. Yeah, it's Teespring. I'm going to put it right here in the description box. And you guys can go check out the merchandise. It's all Daisy is my co-host merchandise. The socks say best foot. The blankets say Daisy is my co-host. Everything says Daisy is my co-host pretty much. We even have pet hoodies for you guys who have dogs out there. Because you know your pets are all about, having Daisy as their co-host too. But anyway, no, it's good to see you guys today. So, today's going to be a little different. I'm going to hang out with you guys and we're going to watch something I directed actually a while ago. This is a little documentary I directed called Skate for the Sun. It's a skateboarding documentary, and we follow 5 skaters aged 12 to 30 up to a skating tournament here in Long Beach. And you guys will just have to see what happens, So, let me turn that off. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks, Steve. I appreciate you, brother. So, tomorrow we're going to have in the house, actually, tomorrow we are going to have a guest back. This would be actually, as far as the listening room goes, this is my very first show in season 2. All through the entire season, this was my first show that I did alone. Every other show we've done in season 2 has been, we've had a really great guest. So we're on week 7 of season 2 right now, dead in the middle of week 7 of season 2, and today it's just me and you guys, so kind of stoked actually. It's kind of just chill. I don't have to interview anybody. I just feel like we're just hanging out, so it's nice. And we're about to watch a movie together. So I'm gonna go get some candy. I'm gonna hang out with you guys. We're gonna watch a documentary. It's about a 30-minute documentary that I directed about 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it and hang out with me for a little while. We're just gonna chill, chat. You guys have any questions? Throw them in the chat box. Throw them in the chat right there. Before we get started on the skate documentary, I'll get started on a little bit of gratitude. And since it's just you guys and myself today, I always like to start my show off like I like to start my day, with a little bit of gratitude. So I like to acknowledge some of the things I'm grateful for. And today, why don't you guys tell me some of the things you're grateful for, and we'll discuss those things too. I'll say, where's Miss Daisy going? Miss Girl. She's like, fuck, I'm out of here. All right, so today I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for the people who have joined me in this show throughout seasons 1 and 2. Next week will be the end of season 2, and we're gonna be having a really big season finale with a bunch of musical guests, and it should be really fun. But as far as this all goes, just having you guys hanging out with me, chatting it up, discussing certain things, asking my guests questions, when they're here, and just being engaged and stuff. I can't thank you guys enough. And I'm very grateful for all of you guys. So absolutely love you guys. And yeah, I mean, I really can't express that enough. I need to start. I feel like I've been a little bit remiss over the last year or two in not putting out as many of the punk covers I know that you guys like that I do. I feel like I really should be doing more of those, and I will. I'll get back to that. I actually have all my stuff set up, and I just got a brand new audio interface for that whole system down there. So I will be putting some more of those punk covers up pretty soon, I promise you guys. And I know that's kind of like, giving the fans what they want. I mean, that's kind of how my channel got to be what it is. I put the punk covers up, the NoFX and the Social Distortion and the Bad Religion punk covers up at the beginning, and that's what kind of garnered the interest, in my channel. So I don't want to not give you guys that side of me, but I also want to, give you guys everything else that I have. Sometimes it's hard to figure out how I can show you guys some of my original music. How can I show you guys the music that I've written for movies that's orchestral? You know what I mean? It's so different, How can I, show you guys the movies that I've done, or like the TV shows that I've done, or how can I show you guys my writing? And it's a challenge for me to figure out how to get this stuff out to you guys, but I'm doing my best to figure it out, and that's kind of part of like why you guys are watching what you're watching. That's why you're seeing this show, The Listening Room, because this is all kind of me trying to figure it out. Me trying to figure out how I get you guys my art, now. So I appreciate you guys. Steve, I appreciate that, man. He says, I enjoyed watching one of the One Wheel vlogs too, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just everything I love, I'm trying to like put out there and show you guys, let you guys know, what's good and what's good in my life. I'm just trying to show you guys, what I'm doing and what I'm trying to accomplish. And a lot of it is very artistic and creative, and they're really, there's really some creativity obstacles right now with what's going on in the world, and it's hard to get your stuff out. It's as easy as it was digitally, but there's no shows. You're not playing live. There is no physical personal interaction with people, person to person, which is a large part of growing your audience, to be honest with you. Hashtag is a #. Tina says, I'm grateful for your kick-ass Bad Religion NoFX covers that led me to your original music. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate that so much. She says, because your original stuff is fire. Steve says he enjoyed the One Wheel videos. Tina says I should read my book to us. If you guys go to my website, you guys can find the prologue to my book, to my first book on the website. It's Stephen King, Clive Barker-esque type of thriller type horror stuff, called The Living Plane. It's kind of a thing about like demons and stuff. So anyway, if you guys like some of that might be something I might actually do. Mike, Mom and Mike says your originals are all hits. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. A little bit of bias goes a long way, I tell you what. So I absolutely love you guys. You guys are super cool. So let's jump into this into this skateboarding documentary, and then we can chat in the chat section. I'll be right here, just hanging out with you guys, just chilling while we chat in the chat session. While we chat in the chat section, while we watch the skate documentary I directed a couple years ago. And if you have any questions for me, just go ahead and throw them in there, and we'll discuss a little bit after it's done. But here you go. Let me go get Miss Daisy and see if she wants to watch it with us too. So here we go. Here is Skate for the Sun. I directed this. I can't even remember when. Anyway, here you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy.
Sometimes friends get divided by views and morals, and by ethics and belief. It's a sad thing when they burn bridges and they disperse, but some friendships are too brief.
Some people do it for the glory. Some do it for the money and fame. Most do it for the thrill. The best of us do it because
Here we are in Long Beach, California. There are many skate parks in this city, and like many of them, Houghton Park houses some of the best up-and-coming skaters around. Houghton is in the heart of Long Beach, neighboring Jordan High School. There are always passionate skaters from beginner to expert there to fill the street course and the bowl. The skaters that frequent this park range in age from single digits to dedicated and professional adult skaters. In fact, some pros have been known to frequent this park as well. Houghton Park is a magnet for great skateboarding talent and is home to some of the best tournaments Southern California has to offer. In a month or so, one of these tournaments will take place. We talked to a few of the skaters that are set to compete in this tournament.
Get over there. Get your partner in crime. My name is Travis Johnson, 20 years old, and I skate. I do art, tattoo here and there. What brought me to skating, I was like more like young, playing like Tony Hawk games and stuff, and I always thought it was cool though. Like I always be like seeing skaters like growing up, and then I just picked up a board and started skating one day. And come to find out I was good. Like over time you have to progress over time, you feel me? And we working out here hard every day. It's not like we get breaks, so it's like whatever.
You push yourself.
Yeah, you push yourself 100% all the time. You give it all. I won't say not necessarily even with the skate, because growing up, and I know older people that skated looking at me like, he can't skate. But I don't know that, because they ain't gonna come over to tell like a little kid you can't skate, but I feel like if it's for you and you like it, it's for you. I stay with my granny. She didn't really support it like that because the way I dress, but more so like she started to understand like, well, this is who I'm gonna be, and this is people I hang around with. So this is how I'm gonna live my life. And skating kept me out of trouble. This is my home park. We at Houghton Park. We locals, HP locals, all day.
What's your name?
Durante Ramirez, 12 years old. My cousin, he's a professional biker and he likes to bike and stuff, but wants to be a skateboarder, so.
Ever thought about going pro?
Yeah, I want to, but hey, whatever happens, happens. Sometimes when I'm skating against adults, it's hard, but it makes it a challenge and just gotta be consistent, right?
At 12 years old, Durante is already an amazing skater. He holds his own in competition with full-grown adults and is actually a major force to be reckoned with. When he gets out of school every single day, he heads straight to the skate park and stays there until the lights go down every night. Commitment and dedication. And again, let me reiterate this fact. Durante is 12 years old.
Nails going down my side, no sense of time. Sampling this final rise, the fire opens wide.
Long Beach is a city in LA County in Southern California on the Pacific coast of the United States. The city is the 36th largest in the nation and the 7th largest in California. North Long Beach, or Northtown, is a predominantly working-class area of Long Beach. North Long Beach is mostly residential. There is a business and retail district centered on Atlantic Avenue, however, and the northern end of the district is home to Houghton Park and Jordan High School. I recently got to sit down with Ariel Wong. He is the skating cinematographer, and what he does is extremely difficult and takes tons of practice. He is in fact one of the best at what he does.
Just to stay with what's happening, I just started to document it, started filming about 3 years ago. Basically, the way I do it is, I use the GoPro camera. Back then, it had just came out. At first, it would be with me just in case, if I wanted to. I wasn't really too serious about it. When I did get serious about it, that's basically how I do it. Put it on a tripod. They want you to always put it like on a helmet or to strap it down or some kind of stuff like that. I found that it works better if you just put it on a tripod and just kind of drop it low and just follow. Getting used to like filming without actually looking at what you're filming, because I have no viewfinder, so I just kind of just Jedi mind it. Now I'm confident in what I do, I just over time, just trial and error. I'm originally from Carson, big ups. Long Beach was, I don't know, that's where it was at. That's the energies of Long Beach, drove me over there. And then Houghton, that's, besides Channel, like that's the only really official park that's nearby right here in the harbor area that has a variety. Nice size, it's at a nice park, but the skate park's a skate park. I mean, just like each and every different skate park, it's the skaters that kind of make it what it is,
Best up-and-coming skaters that you've seen in the last couple years?
Carlos Lastra, he should have been already, don't be surprised, he'll be there. Mark Anthony, he's a monster in the bowl, and he knows what he's doing. Growing up, you mature in your riding and stuff like that. Tariq Tucker, he's out there smashing, and a lot of the locals, at the park, there's a nice little crowd, they're all potential. Everybody's a potential, you know what I mean? The first day you pick up a board, so. I never thought I was going to be a filmmaker. It was just an opportunity. It gave me some kind of artistic outlet. As time went by, I just slowly started grabbing it more and more and more until where now it's with me all the time. A lot of times I don't want to film, a lot of times I just want to skate, really. I drop in trying to get all gnarly and just basically wrecking myself, or film it and document it and just get everybody hyped at, you know what I'm saying? How am I going to add to that situation that's going to better it? Everybody likes when there's somebody around with the camera. Like I always tell skaters, as long as you got the trick, like I know I got the shot. Like, so there's always, it's a two-part, like as long as they do what they have to do, then I got to do what I do. It's fun, yeah. I like skating. I just like the whole atmosphere, just being at the park, chilling, you know what I mean? Like no worries, like knowing, everybody there, knowing that, ain't nobody gonna trip as long as you ain't tripping, as long as you handle yourself properly, like manners and just have proper etiquette, of just being anywhere, you know what I mean? And then there shouldn't be no problem. I like the whole being at the park, chilling.
Ariel has filmed many amazing things. Here's just one of the many mind-blowing feats Ariel has caught on tape.
Here we go. Never thought
quite a bit of time at Houghton Park. The experience of getting to know these young skaters has been priceless. We were fortunate to speak with a few more skaters that will be taking on this upcoming tournament.
Martin Carrion, 16.
How did you get into skating?
I don't know, like, my friends are really into it, or some, like, friends that I knew. And I asked my dad, like, buy me a skateboard and, like, some dragon on it. And, like, yeah, I would just ride on it. I thought I was, thought it was cool. So I just kept practicing, like, all ride and turn and stuff. And then one day, my cousin comes out, and, like, he gets on the board, and, I thought he made it glue to his feet. Like, he jumped, and I was like, oh, how'd you do that? Like, made it glue to your feet. And he was like, oh, it's the ollie. And, like, yeah, he taught me from there. Like, I got born into sports, you know, like playing basketball, I was a Lakers fan. And when people, when my family heard that I was skateboarding, they were like, why are you, like, skateboarding and you're quitting basketball? And I was like, oh, because I like to do it and whatever. And when I first started doing it, my dad wasn't caring. He was just, like, buying me, like, those cheap boards. But then when he seen, like, I really wanted to do it, then, like, he was like, all right, yeah, I'll buy you, like, some, like, actual skateboard. And he, like, gave me $40. And, like, I went to the swap meet and bought, like, a whole setup for $40. Yeah, that was my first skateboard. When I come home and I just have, like, a bunch of, like, gear from, like packages or the things you win at the competition, he's like hyped for me, you know? He's like, I'm proud of you, son. Like, that's, like, all those clothes and skateboards that I don't have to take money out of my pocket for that, you know? I looked at it and I was like, it's something I want to do. And then, yeah, just did it. I don't know, I just practiced, like, in the parking lot or somewhere that was pretty empty, I guess. I remember the first tournament I was, like, ever in, I was practicing, like, the whole line, like, just, like, all day. And I was doing it, like, first try, like, I never missed it. And when the comp came, like, I just messed up on the first trick. And I was pretty nervous. But then, like, I learned how to, like, just, like, be chill, you know? Like, just, like, be relaxed. And, yeah, came through. I won, like, 2. One was at Houghton, and another one was at McBride Skate Park. It's located by Poly High School. Man, there's this one, Houghton Skate Park. Then there's Cherry, which is by the beach. Then there's Poly or McBride. Then there's Orizaba, which is like a street away from there. And then there's El Dorado.
Martin is an extremely dedicated skater. When asked what skating means to him, this was his response.
It's more than a skill to me. Like, it is a skill, but to others it's a sport. To others it's dangerous. To me, it's a lifestyle.
Long Beach supports its skaters very well. The city goes to great lengths to make sure the skate parks are safe, accessible, and plentiful here. The skater's paradise. The skate parks that Martin previously mentioned are Houghton Park, located in northern Long Beach, McBride Skate Park, located on 15th and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in South Long Beach. There's El Dorado Skate Park in East Long Beach, Bixby Skate Park at Bixby Park, Drake Skate Park at Drake Park, Michael Green Skate Park, and finally, to round them off, Orizaba Skate Park. The skaters are like a family and always like to have fun at all the skate parks in Long Beach, but always, and I mean always, be careful.
Solomon Baptist, I'm 15. My mom, she supports me very well. Well, I started like at 6, but when I was 10, that's where I really got into it. It started with just a little skateboard that I saw at school. To me, it just looked like, at that time, it was just like anything with wheels, just like, I loved it, and saw a little skateboard, and I was like, wow, it's really cool. So I just picked it up from there. I was looking at skating videos, looking at the pros, and like wow, I just want to be that good. I just want to do those tricks and have that creativity just come out of me and just, you know, express myself in that. And it just came real to me. Oh, I had to teach myself day in and day out. My shins were messed up. Just trying tray flips and stuff. Me and my friend Nick, we just go almost every day, and hey, let's just go skate. Let's go try to get a kickflip today. And I remember my first kickflip. Oh man, I was just so excited. I just really had to teach myself, and it was hard, but love it.
The skate tournament before?
Yeah, the past 2. I always made it to the finals, but I never placed. I like to skate spots in like LA and here in Long Beach and anywhere we can find spots. Some spots, some ledges by Ambassador Park. It's really nice.
Have you ever thought about being a professional skater?
Oh, definitely.
What does that entail, like being a professional skater?
I just really see it as like a way to influence other kids to keep on skating and give them positive influence. Be a pro that stands up for God and having good sessions. Get a skate park going on in the church and stuff, and just having a good time. They group it by the best kids out of the 4 groups. Then they go to the semifinals or the finals. So every time I go to a competition, after it, I just learn something new. I learn a new trick, and I just get so hyped.
Mr. Baptist has a very big heart, loves his fellow skaters, and displays respect for skaters of all ages, ability, and more. I asked him who inspires him as a skater, expecting to hear the names of some pro skaters. His answer told me exactly what kind of person this young man is.
Just my friends here, Martin, Robert, Jonathan, Josh Noel, Josh Diaz. They all inspire me.
Reggie Smith. I'm 31 years old. See, my brother, when he was 18 years old, he went pro on biking. When I say biking, I mean flatland BMX. My brother was actually on the X Games when I was in 9th grade. So imagine going to your rally run on a Friday in 9th grade and everybody surrounding you talking about they seen your brother last night on the X Games. So that threw me off a little bit. And it motivated me to not really want to be on TV, but just want to have the talent that made people want to acknowledge your talent.
Your brother's name?
Dave Smith. And everybody thinks I say Dave, but it's actually day and night. So Dave Smith. Back in the 90s, if you remember, it was a huge battle between like Hoffman bikes and Haro bikes. It was Dave Mayer and Matt Hoffman, who can go the biggest and who can go the smallest. Dave Mayer was getting hurt, Matt Hoffman was getting hurt, and they both tried to buy out the next company, so Hoffman bought a unique bike rider. And he happened to be a black guy from Long Beach named Dave Smith, and he won worldwide around the competition, so they said, let's do this. They built a game, and it's called Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. He actually had a special code to unlock the characters: triangle, square, triangle, up, down, up, down. And you got to ride Dave Smith, the only guy in America, or I thought the only black kid in America that had a brother that's on a video game for flatland biking. You know, like, I know for an absolute fact there's not one other in America, literally. So was actually very rewarding, and I kind of wanted a part of that somehow, some way. So skating was the beginning. So I just picked up a bike and started riding a bike. Didn't last for that long. I met my friend named Paul Walston. He gave me a skateboard. Says, "I'll start riding a bike if you start riding your skateboard." From that day on, I never put it down. I was 13 years old, still skating to this day.
When you started skating, were there skate parks?
No, there are no skate parks. Pretty much there's nothing but street spots. So on the weekends, we'd skate at Lakewood High School that I went to. And they had perfect ledges, man, butter ledges. Like, I hated going to school during the day because I'd be getting all these ideas for tricks. And I gotta go to nutrition right now, and I'm holding my board. The ledge is right there. All I have to do is throw it down, get a trick in. Nah, they're taking your board away if you do that. So I just go to class and just think about it in class, you know, like. The best competition I ever had was actually out in Corona, a local skate park competition. So they showed up, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna have a competition here tomorrow morning." I had everybody get practice that night. And the next morning they showed up at 10 o'clock, but they weren't done setting up till 1 o'clock. So we had about 3.5 hours to get ready for the competition. When the comp started, they told us we couldn't skate over 2/3 of the park that we were just practicing on. So if you were a bowl skater, you were in luck for the street section. You know, and if you were a street skater, you weren't in luck for the bowl section, because if you're a street skater, you're a street skater. You don't skate bowls for the most part. You're either scared of the transition or you're just not comfortable on it, so you don't mess with it. If you're uncomfortable, you're gonna fall and it's gonna get hurt. So what ended up happening is they told us we couldn't do it, and I told the entire skate park, everybody that was skating, we're skating this how we want to skate it, regardless of what they're saying. So go and practice, get ready. When you do your run regardless of where you want to do it, and they will acknowledge you, I promise you that. The kids actually listened, and the kids actually won. I got 3rd place. It wasn't about that, but the fact that everybody was actually having a blast, that's what made it the best competition I ever had. I know for a fact if I'm having fun, it doesn't matter what I'm going to do next. I know for a fact it's going to come out clean, and it's going to be different with style, because I'm enjoying myself, and people don't skate the way I do. I like to skate different. You know, I don't want to be another Andrew Reynolds. I don't want to be an next, you know, Devin Calloway. I don't want to be a next Reggie Smith. You know, something different.
The judges are going to be impressed.
I try to get a plan going, try to get tricks down, you know, certain tricks I would like to do. That really shows my talent and what I can do. Tray flips, back flips, and nose blunts.
Yeah, I'm just like hyped, you know, just to get out there and skate. Like, I'm not really going to have anything planned.
Never a plan, just have fun.
competition has been fierce, as you can see. Skaters of all ages and all walks of life have stepped up their game to compete here. After all was said and done, and 2 days of great skating gone by, I am proud to say that young Barante Ramirez walked away with the first place prize in the expert division of this tournament. It has been a long road for these skaters. Each new day brings another set of challenges to each of these young athletes. I call them athletes because they embody that in every sense of the word. These kids have skill, determination, and above all else, heart. They are champions. Champions.
You once asked me why I do this. Some people do it for the glory. Some do it for the money and fame. Most do it for the thrill. The best of us do it because our hearts scream just one thing. Skating is my life.
Sometimes friends get divided by views and morals, and by ethics and belief. It's a sad thing when they burn bridges and they disperse, but some friendships are too brief. But if they swallow their pride and knew the pages won't go away, they would realize united they will own the dead. Combined strength of friendship is undefeated. No force contest to its power. Put aside all your quarrels with your brothers and live life the way you were.
All right, you guys, that was Skate for the Sun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's been a while since I've seen that, so I really had a good time watching it too. Steve, thanks I really appreciate that. Numbers don't lie. It says you'd think that with so much exposure on social media that someone would sign these kids so that they could get their shot. Hopefully with the Olympics, the perception will change for the better. I agree, man. I don't know. I didn't mean to gender you, but anyway, I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree. You know, Barante actually got signed like right after that. Barante, like, you know, I don't know if it was before I even got done editing that the entire thing. I think he got signed like right after the filming of the tournament. I think he got signed right after that. So he went on to have like a full on, you know, his a nice little career in skating. I'm sure he still skates. I haven't kept up with it, but I had a really good time shooting that, you know, and you know it was really cool. Like as I was shooting it, it started off to be, you know, like it was supposed to be like a 5 to 10 minute thing, you know, and I was getting so much footage and we were getting so many great interviews with these kids that to just make it a 5 or 10 minute thing would have kind of undercut it for me. I feel like it wouldn't have done it much justice, you know, so I feel like I really needed to kind of just let it play for as long as it was going to play, and it ended up being as long as Okay. Cool numbers don't lie. But even if I forgot what I was saying, but no, it was really fun shooting it, and yeah, I had a blast. The kids were having fun doing it, and it was really cool because when I started interviewing everyone, I started interviewing especially the guy who did the actual filming of the kids in the bowl. That guy was named Ariel Wong. And when I started interviewing him and getting his footage of like that guy doing like the handstand on the board, doing the downhill stuff, dude, I was like, this is crazy good. So I was like, I got to put all this in there. So I put as much of it as I could without making it a cut. You'll notice during the interviews that there were like quick cuts, like to answers and questions and things, So kind of cut out, a lot of the hemming and hawing and ums and uhs that I'm giving you right now. So cut those out. Out of the documentary, but can I try to give you guys a cohesive story about these kids and kind of coming to the tournament and kind of showing you what they do? And when I talked to Reggie, who was a kid that I went to school with, he was the one who did the long manual. It was really interesting to see the difference in interviewing Barante, who was 12, into interviewing Reggie, who was 30 at the time, or like 33 even, I think. I don't know, he was in his 30s. And knowing that there were kids in between 15, 17, in his 20s, so we had all these kids that were moving up towards this, tournament and seeing them at their age. But the crazy thing is that you see, well, there's two things I'll mention in here. Like, one, Steve mentioned something about Solomon Baptist, who was like a super cool kid in that, and I noticed that too, and the way he answered his questions, and he was so humble, and he was like, I just want to create a good skating environment. And when I asked him who he was inspired by, and he said that his own friends inspired him, I was like, what are you running for president, bro? What the hell? I was like, hey, I'll vote for you. How's that? So nah, but the kids were incredible. And then I interviewed Barante, he was actually the last person I interviewed, and I cut him towards the beginning, but because his segment kind of fit there. But when I interviewed him, he was the most, out of all the kids that I interviewed, he was the most tunnel visioned about skating itself. A lot of the kids had stories and vibes of where they were coming from and how they got into skating and why they loved skating and how they became good at skating and things along those lines and what they loved about skating. But when I talked to Barante, there was a whole different picture altogether. And guys, I will say to take note of this. Like, if you have a passion that you want to monetize in your lives, take a page from Barante Ramirez's book. Go back and watch that interview. It's all about skating. It's all about when he gets to the park, how much he practices, and it's just, that's his entire life. He even mentioned that his brother was a BMXer, and he's like, no, but I wanted to skate. And then going right back to that, and going back into that was what his goal was. And that's what his every single day coming, as soon as he got out of school, he was at the park and he was skating until the sun went down every day without fail, And I'm not saying, the other kids didn't have the same drive. It's just they had other things going on in their lives that were, that Barante felt that skating was the most important thing. And when you watch that interview and then you watch how good he is, it makes sense. It fully makes sense at how incredible young athletes are and how they can just kind of be so good at something because they can allow themselves to be immersed in whatever it is too, and kind of that fearlessness too. To be honest with you, I never skated. One wheeling for me was about the only board sport I ever really did. I did downhill longboarding for a little while, but man, that was you eat it a couple times doing that, and you're just like, nah, dude, I'm good, But yeah, I give all the credit in the world to these young athletes, and Reggie, when I interviewed Reggie, aside from the whole tournament and everything else, Reggie is actually an incredible skater. He is one of the best flatland or street skaters that or like street section skaters that I've ever seen, and I don't think the tournament showed that as well. And here's the crazy thing: the day that we came out and went into the tournament, you know what's funny is that Reggie calls me the morning of the tournament and he goes, "Hey dude," he goes, "I just broke my skateboard." I said, "What?" He goes, "I just snapped it in half practicing." I was like, "Shit." He was like, "Dude, I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Well, I got a board." I'm like, "It's janky as fuck, but I got a board." And he's like, "All right." And he's like, "Bring it," you know? So I brought it, and it was like the tail was like had like water damage, and like a little bit of the grip tape was like peeled up, and like he went to work on it and like did some stuff to it and did what he needed to do and just jumped right in there and killed it. So, but Reggie's the consummate professional whenever it comes to skating at all times, and he's kind of like strangely like OG that the other skaters kind of look up to. And Reggie and I know I mentioned this earlier in the chat, but Reggie and I actually have been talking recently about him setting the world record for the longest manual. And he wants to, and we're talking about him setting doing a 3 full mile manual. So apparently he's got the spot. I got the one wheel and the GoPro and all the stuff to do it with. So I've been talking to Reggie about doing that. So hopefully we get it popping soon. But I appreciate you guys watching. With me today, you guys. How about covering Fugazi Waiting Room? I'll check it out when I get out of here. I haven't been exposed to too much Fugazi, so when I get out of here, I'll definitely check that out. And yeah, it does. It takes a certain level of fearfulness and stubbornness, and indeed to fall and get back up, and just because you love it, just because you love it so much. So I respect it. I respect all these young athletes. I respect everything about, everything that they do. And like I said earlier in the documentary, they're champions. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much to Miss Daisy, my wonderful co-host. Let me go ahead right back over here real quick here. Oh, yep, that's my girl. She's taking a little nap now. I'm going to cook some steak, though, and she's going to get some steak, too, so she's going to definitely get up as soon as I light that barbecue in a minute. But anyway, you guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And one more time, you guys, I'd like to invite you guys to visit the Booze Shop on Teespring. You guys can check that out in the section right below the in the description box. There's a link there. Got fanny packs. I know for all you guys who can't wait to rock a new fanny pack. Got leggings. The leggings are the ones, and I got them at a really low price too, like a super low price point. So, about as low as you could actually get it. So, Daisy is my co-host. That's my girl, right there. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the listening room. Tomorrow night at 6:30. My guest will be Sarah Miller. She's going to be joining us. She's an entrepreneur who teaches online martial arts in the area. So she'll be in at 6:30 tomorrow night. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks to my co-host, Miss Daisy. Thanks to you guys. Visit Teespring. Go check out the merchandise. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the listening room. Thank you guys so much. And remember, guys, good things happen when you take the time to listen. I'm Eddie Booze. See you tomorrow night. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Thanks for being a part of the listening room tonight. My name is Eddie Booze. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, and give the video a like. We'll see you guys every Monday through Friday right here at 6:30. Take care.
Okay, say bye.
Bye. Bye.